Even
Hmm.
though I end the game with like 13k heals, and the tank still falls over
Yeah.
like 15 times.
Yep. Complaining about
They,
a lack of healing while playing
yeah,
Ana Moira is
yeah.
unbelievable.
At the end they actually claimed that I'm the reason we lost, but
Yeah, it happens, right? But this is a great example of why you are contributing to the, not that you're the bad guy here, but like look at what you actually have to do. You see that?
yeah, I've been
Defense,
doing that more season 9 for sure.
sure. And that's because you have more responsibility to do offensive stuff, because especially with this DPS passive, people are just going to bleed. You're not going to be able to consistently keep them up single-handedly with healing. You're going to have to put these guys out of commission. And if you don't, then yeah, you're going to have to defensively nade. Like that defensive nade wasn't bad. It was needed, but it shouldn't have been needed if you had made that adjustment earlier.
Yeah,
that's the key
that makes
thing.
Sense.
Good try with the sleep dart as well. It was obviously if you hit that sleep dart, he dies, so it's fine.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna go to the right toward my Moira, but I missed it completely.
Again, positioning here. Stairs,
Here,
right?
I should go stairs. If I remember right, I think I try to throw a grenade from here, and it's just not the move.
Sure. I think the idea of the grenade is the move. It's just hard to get it.
From the stairs, I feel like I would have guaranteed hitting people.
I agree.
In between them.
I agree. So the idea of what you did there was great, but you didn't position yourself to make it as easy as it could have been.
Yeah. I still feel like I should have went stairs instead of playing behind cart.
I agree. This position is awkward, by the way. So let's just for the sake of the argument say that you're stuck in this choke. You're not. But let's just pretend. Where would you go?
Probably left and around house. Try to get an angle from here.
Yep. You could get a big nade from here. And honestly, even if you want to be a little bit of a heal bot, you could go up the stairs and rotate here. And even if you heal bot, at least here, you have a better vision for nade, right? So you could do more things in this position too.
I really think it's like right now it's the low level mindset where I'm like afraid to not be looking at our tank because he is taking so much damage.
Right. And that's understandable. That's understandable. Here, well, give him the benefit of the doubt, but also take the downtime when it's given. For example, if you have the time to you had the time to rotate here 5 seconds ago, but you didn't.
Yeah, here I definitely did.
And then also, as you guys are walking forward, like let's say now there's a little bit of downtime here, and yet you're staying scoped in. You could already be here.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, run. And you would get here in plenty of time.
Yeah,
so,
I guess it's coming to the decision of where I need to go sooner.
That's it exactly. Well, and the way to get faster, obviously, is to make that decision multiple times. And to be thinking about these things more. So as soon as you get downtime, or even before the fight even starts, where do I want to go for maximum impact with my offensive value, with my nades? And then if you're not sure, it doesn't matter. Try. You might learn something. If you fail miserably because the position sucks, okay, well, now you know. Like right now, where could you rotate to once you get your tank back up to full? This is a good nano. Where do you need to go right now?
Forward.
But forward there's no angle here. You're running right into spam.
I think I should go straight across, maybe into health
here?
room.
Yeah, this works for me. Check this out. Flank nade from here.
Okay, yeah.
Another option, right? Now you still need to be really disciplined with your cover, and you don't want to get too close to that Zarya, of course. And again, this is a pretty rough map for you. Like this is a really difficult map when you're on attack to position. So this is very difficult, right? But
I love Ana and Junkertown, but point 2 is the hard part.
Yeah, point 2 is indeed the hard part. But there's options here. At least there's okay options. Give it a shot. Experiment. You kind of learn nothing from what you're doing here. And even though I appreciate your attempt to nade there, it's because your positioning it's blind. You don't have as good of an angle as you could. And so it, again, makes it difficult to hit, and which is why you lose it. Now, where should you rotate to here?
Probably up.
Yeah, up if you can. If you're fighting here, rotate up to here. If you're pushing forward, then rotate up to here, right? And then rotate up through the stairs here. But yeah, okay. You guys actually canceled their beat, so that's always a plus. Nice. Good little rotation here. I don't think they're going to recontest, but if they do, this is perfect, right? Yeah. This is a safe angle. You might be exposed to the corner there, so maybe if I would make a slight adjustment, just tuck into here like this. But you could literally just play aim trainer once you're here. If they try to recontest this, you could hit all the nades, hit all the shots, just relax, right?
Yeah, I don't think they recontest. And point 3 here is where the game changes a lot. They have their Sojourn just absolutely starts rolling.
Okay. Okay.
And then my team blames me, even though I think I end the game with like 8 deaths, and the lowest on our team outside of that is like 50.
Sure. Sure.
Everybody is just getting rolled. I think
Sure.
Sojourn ends the game with like 52 kills.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. It happens. Don't worry about it. Ooh, I kind of like this. This is risky, but it's again one of the situations where it's like your sightlines here just aren't all that good. So maybe it's worth making a play. Do it. Do it. Do it.
My
Do it.
high risk, high reward.
The only mistake I think here is that it needed to be a little bit sooner. You need to have a little bit more confidence because you're waiting too long to go. And also, your first action here should probably be nade or sleep. Don't go for the shot first. Just go for the nade because that's your big burst in value. But yeah, I mean, they grabbed cold, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of they used 2 ults. It's kind of
Yeah. I mean, this is fine. Just missed your shots. Like you should have actually killed her. To be honest with you, I don't have a problem with that. Anytime we can look at something and be like, you were in the right position, you used your cooldowns, okay, you just missed. We're happy with that. Same thing here. Like I think you go for the sleep dart on that Lucio sooner rather than later.
2v1, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right, rotate, rotate, rotate. Now you have downtime, a little bit of downtime. They're running for their life, so you got time to position here, so you know where you need to go ASAP, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I need to go stairs straight across just immediately.
You got it. You got it. And then from here, it's both a more defensive and a more offensive position simultaneously, which is, you're really cooking. Like even now, like, oh, my Sojourn died. Okay, well then how are you going to win this fight? You're not going to win it from here.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't go high ground. I should have there.
I appreciate that you're trying to manage your distance a little bit. Like I can even see your brain thinking here, like, okay, I'm kind of careful. I want to kind of play back a little bit here. Like the funny thing is that you are thinking about your positioning a little bit. I just don't know that if you're taking as much proactivity as you could.
Yeah, that's the old habit that I'm trying to break, where it was like play safe, play safe, play safe, and that was kind of what I thought of positioning instead of trying to find just good angles all around.
Right, right. What it needs to be is there needs to be what is the biggest reward that you can get for your risk. So if you position yourself up here, how much more risky is this position compared to this position here?
It's not that much more risky because there is cover up there. There is the high ground.
Yes, yes. I would actually argue that there's actually maybe even less risk here because you don't have to worry about coalescence and beat and so on because it's a little bit harder for them to get to you, right? So I actually feel like the risk is actually slightly less here, right? And the reward is obviously like a lot higher. Now, is this more dangerous than like playing back here? Yeah, probably. But again, how much reward do you get from playing here? Almost
it's
nothing.
The risk versus reward, and the reward back here is real low.
Exactly. So this to this is objectively better. This to this one has a lot less risk, but almost zero reward, whereas this one has a little bit more risk and a lot more reward. So this is it. I mean, it's like math, right? You just got to multiply the risk versus the reward, and like what's the proper equation, And obviously that's a lot of guesswork about like what actually works, but do think about these things. I'm expecting a nano here. Nano's good. Because he's engaged, so we're good. Good nade, but again, it just feels like our vision is so limited.
Yeah,
because, and then even here, like if this Zarya has grab now, you're probably dead. She's just got it now, so you're...
But she uses it late.
So. Yeah, well, she just built it. She was 97%.
Yeah.
So, like, you're a little lucky there. But yeah, okay. Nice nades, nice shots, nice nano. It's funny because I actually have very little issues with the way that you're using your cooldowns. It's more about you make things too hard for yourself with how you position when you use those cooldowns.
Okay,
that's it.
That makes sense.
That's the big thing here. All right,
I actually went back and forth on whether I was going to get tank or support because I play a little of both. I was a tank man in Overwatch 1, but kind of lost my spot because I mostly played D.Va. And didn't make that adjustment to not having an off-tank position.
Yep.
So I kind of switched to support then. But what I feel like this season, as weird as it is, tank is harder to play, but I'm smarter about playing cover and things like that. So I feel like in tank, I'm just straight up winning games. I feel like support, I needed it more.
Sure. Absolutely. Okay, so initial starting position here is good because, again, offensive versus defensive. There's opportunities for both here, right? Great nade. And again, Nade was so easy because of how you're positioned. You could even use your sleep dart here if you wanted to. So I don't think you're going to get dove by this comp. And this is a small micro detail. Let's actually talk about this. So huge nade. Ready for a spicy take here?
Okay.
After this shot right here, the second shot right here, she's back, almost back to full. You need to start doing damage again.
Okay. Yeah.
Because once this heal kicks in, she's going to be around 210, 220 HP. That's not full. But what that means is, think about it from a mathematical standpoint. She's going to get around 30 healing, 40 healing from your last shot. You are going to do around 70 damage on your shot on the enemy. Mathematically, it just makes more sense at that point to let her not be quite full and finish a kill over here. Look at this target. Look at this target. Look at this target. Look at the turret, right? These are all more impactful things to shoot right now than this Sojourn.
Yeah. And I feel like this season is rewarding the awkward mindset of just
It
like,
is.
do
It is.
damage.
It
If
is.
it takes me 6 shots to heal somebody up, but 4 to kill them, it kind of
Right.
seems
Right.
like it's tempting you to shoot
Right.
the enemy.
Right, exactly. Now, you're not as guaranteed to hit those offensive shots, of course, so it's a complicated equation, but I do think in this situation, this last shot particularly, objectively better to go for something else. Good try with the sleep dart there. Good try with the nade. I mean, I would say one detail with nade is make sure that you have a target in mind. So I know when you see this big blue clump, you're just like, but pick this guy.
I think I was trying to hit Lucio and just
Got it.
whiffed
Okay. Then if you just whiffed it, then we're good to go. Good caution around the rail. Obviously, that's a little scary.
I'm about to unbind reload because that's a habit I'm trying to break. Reloading after 2 or 3 shots.
Sure. What might help with that habit is spending less time hiding here and reloading, and spending more time actually going out and putting out pressure. If you're in the middle of shooting enemies when the fight is starting, you're not going to want to reload. You're going to want to keep shooting. So what I might consider is
usually behind cover, but I do find myself reloading way more often than I should be.
Okay, keep an eye on it then. Good shot, good nade. And then even here, he's not going to die, so maybe the first 2 shots here are actually put out here, right, on this guy instead. Because again, that's
Jordan needs to die in this game
right.
A lot.
Sure, it's certainly here. This is at least a time where you could fish for a sleep dart, right? Again, you're not going to be dove. Throw a sleep dart here, throw a sleep dart here, throw a sleep dart here. Take some of the pressure off, because that sleep dart will heal more than a healing shot. If you kind of get my drift, right?
Yeah.
It's a good nade. It's unfortunate. It's a good try. The nades overall were okay. Outside of the one that you missed, I just think there's a little too much healing when there's opportunities to do damage, and then I think you could be even a little bit faster fishing for sleep darts when you're not going to get dove. Go for that nade. Let's do it.
If I remember right, I think I start trying to do more damage at this point because we're struggling.
Yeah. Good nano again. Same thing with the sleep dart here. You're not going to get dove, so you might as well, you know. It's not a very it's all right. It's not a very high percentage sleep dart, but you know, it's sitting there. It's free value, right? So anytime that you're not playing versus something that's going to actively dive you, I want to see you using that sleep dart, excuse me. All right, position yourself for success. Where do you go?
I think I should go up across. Like
right or left here?
Like to the right into the room and go up kind of around to the back.
You got it. Flank nade opportunities, can still heal your team, can pressure here, can heal here, can do all sorts of stuff. You got it. I would go as far to say that there's probably a good argument that you should have rolled out up here instead of rolling out down here.
For some reason, I forget to go that way on this map. I don't know why.
It's because it's off to the side. It's not obvious. Nice shots. But yeah, this is you might even die because
come close. Yeah.
It's one of those positioning things, right, where everything feels so much sweatier than it needs to. And even now,
here's where the tank starts flaming me. And it's like I can't see you. There's Torvald all over the place.
You could have walked here. You had space into here. You could have walked here. But you know what? I got something even more important to say. Why were you not here?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Or here, right? So this entire problem solves itself. Whether you want to be more offensive or be more defensive, positioning amplifies what you do. And if you're in a bad position, you got a bad multiplier. That's the way to look at it. Oh, I got to see this. Nice. Little shaky with the cover there, but I respect it. Get him. Get him. Ah, close. All right, take an angle. Where do you go here? You got options, right?
Straight where you were saying before. Stairs
Yeah.
on the left.
Stairs here on the left. You could also actually take the stairs up here and recontest from here. This is a pretty good position right here. Yeah, something to consider. Key thing here is I just want you to experiment a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, I feel like Ana, it's weird because Ana's my main, and I play safe with Ana, but I do feel like Baptiste, despite not being my main, is my strongest.
Oh, it happens all the time.
I'll end games with Bap because of the jump where my positioning was used way better, and I end up with 25 kills in every game.
Sure. Well, you talked about it earlier where you said you have some of these habits maybe that have been installed. And so that's why the character that you have more time on, or the one that you started with, may actually have just as many bad things as good things. Okay, so you have to reevaluate, you know, some of the things that you do automatically and decide, is this really good? Like, for example, like right now, I think you're going to sit right here for this fight, and I hate it.
I feel like I do. Yeah.
I hate it. Right? It's such a minor adjustment to put yourself up here or up here, but ultimately that your cover's lacking. I even like the fact that you're shooting people. Like I respect it, but your positioning is causing and now the positioning has caused major issues because you've gotten poked out because you can't actually see anything. Like this is where again it's actually the defensive value would have been important, where you would not have gotten spammed as much. You could have been able to heal your team more, and so you get poked out because you're standing on main on the floor with other options available. Unfortunate nade timing with the beat.
Yeah.
Nice sleep. Use a nano. Nice nano. Nice. Use the nade. Nice. But man, this feels so much harder than it has to be.
Yeah, having to shoot over the top of the cart the whole time.
I know. It feels actually stressful. And by the way, if that Zarya is better, she just freaking kills you. She does not go back and kill the Ramattra. She just kills you right there.
Normally if Zarya runs at me as Ana, it's good night.
Yeah. That's it. All right. No comment here. So obviously we could beat more in your positioning here, but we know. So let's just look at other stuff instead.
Same plan. I just stayed in the same position from last fight.
Same thing with the nade. I still feel like you were not quite very clear on who you're aiming for. Maybe it was for the Torb, but I think if you get...
Yeah, it was kind of meant for the Torb. It's not an easy grenade because of positioning.
That's true. I guess I'll just encourage you to be comfortable with hitting one target if they're kind of split up.
Yeah, I do catch myself doing that too, where I hit in between everybody because I'm trying to get more value out of it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, there it is. Your first action here needs to be to nade right now. Like, it has to be right now. Because if these guys don't get out of dodge, then this guy is dead. Like, he is cooked.
Can't remember if he does here or not. I think he does.
And there's a defensive nade. You see it?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. This is a huge clump. Also, sleep dart here, right? Fish for it right there.
I think I do in a second, but it misses. I can't remember.
Yeah. There's just opportunities. Use it. Unfortunate nade there.
Unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah. You're definitely holding onto the sleep dart too long when you're not being dove. Good nano.
Yeah.
Will he get visor? No, he will not. I mean, we're talking about that nade sucks as well. It's really tragic. Like, we're talking about the margin of victory is so tight here. Like, you're actually so close to carrying this fight. Like, that sleep dart almost hit on the Zarya, and that shot almost hit on them, and then that nade almost hit on them. If your position was just slightly better, and if you hit that offensive nade, like, it's just like super, super close, right? Not every game is going to be this close, but your path to improvement is not going to be hitting every nade and finding perfect positions and hitting every sleep dart. It's going to be fishing for sleep darts slightly more often and improving your position by 15% and prioritizing nade 10% more instead of just healing your team when you see opportunities. And like small improvements like that are really, 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 really going to pay off. Because this is like so many of these fights have come down to if you literally just made one small adjustment, you would have won the fight by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions so far? We've obviously talked about a lot, but any questions?
No, I don't think so. I'm kind of getting an understanding and seeing kind of the pattern of mistakes I'm making.
And you notice that there hasn't been a lot of teaching here either. It's mostly stuff that you kind of already understand, but just highlighting the gaps between maybe some things that you understand and things that you're actually doing.
And sometimes it's things I understand that, like, in the heat of the fight, I'm just
That's
like,
it exactly.
forgetting.
That's it exactly. Like, for example, right now, your positioning is bad. Not because this position is bad, but because with where the enemy team is right now, where's your nade value?
Yeah, it's going to be to the, like, if I move left and throw
That's it.
down
That's
lane.
it. Your only nade value here is if you were to nade the Sojourn, which to be clear would be really good, but you don't even do that, right?
It's a hard target to hit too.
Right. So now our cooldown / offensive value has been almost nothing this fight. I appreciate that we're trying to shoot this.
All of my shots.
I mean, that's okay. That's okay. Trying to shoot her was the right play. You just missed it. And I will say one more time.
In voice chat the whole time, I'm like trying to tell my team too, like, there's a Sojourn above you.
Yeah.
She is rolling people.
And I will say, look at what you've had. Look at what you have had this entire time too. Bottom right cooldown. You see it?
Yeah, you're right.
But that's good though, because we're seeing patterns, right? Positioning doesn't always factor in, your sight lines onto the enemy team. You hold sleep dart for too long, oftentimes, and you don't always consistently look for nade value. Your nades are generally a little bit more offensive, which is okay, but it could be better.
Yeah, they're more defensive in Season 9 than they used to be, but they're still. I'm trying to get offensive value out of them.
Chuck the nade. Torb, Sojourn, all those guys are good targets. Same thing here. You're
heals when I shouldn't.
Yeah. I think especially once you get Mercy Pocket here, let's go. Sleep Dart here.
Trying to get sideline on the tank because
that's all right.
Die.
Get that nade right there. I mean, it's close. It just took you a little too long. I noticed this crosshair movement. You see that? That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know why
you flick away.
I flick a lot. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's not the flicking that's bad. It's the flicking away from the target that you already have your crosshair on. So when you're here, leave your crosshair where you flicked it. Leave it right here. Go ahead.
Yeah, do you know where that habit's coming from?
Aim trainers.
I've been playing BAP so much that I'm used to like throwing a grenade out.
True. Okay. Maybe that's been happening more and I haven't been paying attention. It's
a habit that the more I've been playing BAP this season, the more I've been doing it. And that's
all right, makes sense. Boink on it. Let's go. Okay, let's see what we got. Obviously,
kind of my attempt at just dying on cart because I was like, okay, they got point. And I'm
yeah. Same thing with this rollout here. This Sojourn is dead. Do not stagger yourself further, and certainly don't stagger yourself from this position. Right.
Right. Yeah.
I honestly think this is a bad nano because I think this is just it's a bad turret. Like I don't know who even sees here.
I thought they were coming forward more, and it's one of those that as soon as I did it, I was like, I should have held that.
Oh, your Amatra's doing things as well.
Yeah, I think he feeds a little here.
He just wasted his entire ultimate to run back faster. Look. No! And then he punches a turret. You guys are trolling. Everybody in the team is trolling.
Yeah.
All right, let's see this nade here. Again, priority in the nade sooner.
Yeah.
You hit it, but man, it could have been a full second sooner. And same thing with the sleep dart here. As soon as that Sigma shield drops,
in the team fight
it might have it. And then sleep dart right here. Just aim it right down the middle. Might as well. Like, what are you saying? It's not like right near nade. Use it. Don't back up. We're so far away. Like, you've been sitting on these cooldowns for so long.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's fine. At this point, though, we're kind of beating a dead horse. Let's actually take some notes here. So, Ana. What needs to be practiced? Put it in your own words, something simple that you can actually do.
Okay. Positioning, like you said, it's not that it's all bad, it's that it's a little too defensive at times. It's a little too safe, and it needs to be more risk versus reward.
Find that risk reward ratio balance and experiment more. Be comfortable with even making mistakes, right? Because I think one of the hardest part of positioning is that sometimes the positioning is good and sometimes the positioning is bad. It depends a lot on like what comp they're running and what map it is and where is the enemy team positioned. Just experiment. Okay, what else?
Holding on to cooldowns without a
Yep.
cap.
Don't hold on to cooldowns unless you are directly under threat. Specifically, sleep dart. Nades weren't too bad. All right. What else? Those are the big two.
Okay, other ones, I think, like you're saying, they are a little smaller, but I do think like overhealing versus when I'm doing damage. Like I'm trying to make sure people are at 100%
You
instead
got it.
of getting them where they need to be.
Need priority a little higher sooner when you see opportunities. I think those are the two big details I'd look at. Is there anything else that we talked about?
I think that was most of what was really talked about.
Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about reload, the flicking thing as well. But I think those are super minor. Just keep an eye on them moving forward. But I think these four are going to be the more important ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
No, I think that's a pretty good cover of it.
Okay.